Good morning, my USC Trojan family. How's everybody doing this fabulous February 12th, 2022? And guess what? We have some major updates in recruiting rankings. We have some major updates in the coaching rankings. And then I told you guys the other day, that 24/7 Sports was playing with the numbers, the numbers as it relates to the recruiting. I told you that they were playing games, and I just wish they would come correct. They had us at 65, so I looked at it. They updated it yesterday, and here's the question. Here's the question I want to know: why not put out the numbers after the recruiting process took place and combine them and just put them out? But I was always told that seeing is believing. I was always told that seeing is believing. And so when a person sees things, they'll start thinking that the thing is a thing, right? So check this out. So they had these numbers out. Now they had us at 65th after the recruiting cycle closed last week, a couple weeks ago. And lo and behold, yesterday, they had a top 25 come out. And I said, just happened to look on Instagram. I double took. I said, wait a minute. And I knew the numbers already because they said a couple weeks ago that we were number 9 with all the transfer portals that came through. So we're now at number 10. The rankings came out, right? So we're now at number 10. And I told you guys that Lincoln is playing chess. He's not playing checkers. I told you guys that. So that gives Lincoln Riley, let's take a look at this. That gives Lincoln Riley a class this year ranked in the top 10 that he's coming into. Oh, and by the way, last year's class happens to be the number 7 class. So with all these media outlets, different media outlets, when they're saying things of the sort, saying that this is a big rebuilding process, this is. See, Lincoln Riley already could see the landscape. He already could see exactly what was taking place. So now you got the number 7 class for last year, and let's go through some of those players. You got the number 7 class for last year, as well as the number 10 class with the transfer portals this year. And so now he's actually have a loaded roster this year. He actually has a loaded roster coming into this. And so now we just have to sort through all the talent and see, put the best players on the field, which I'm confident that Lincoln Riley is going to do. But let's look at it, because I know it's a long year, and 24/7 Sports and all the other media outlets, they're not going to give you the real deal as to what we actually have on the roster. Got my cup of coffee this morning. So last year we finished number 7, right? So if we recall we finished number 7. And you recall that we had the number 1 player in the country last year, which was Foreman. We signed 22 recruits last year, so we ended up with the number 7 class. So let me just go through some of these, right? Because some left and then some didn't, but I think only about 3 of them left. But let's go through it. This is what Lincoln Riley is going to actually be working with these next, this year's recruiting cycle and last year's recruiting cycle. And we combined all that talent and, some previous talent that we already had that existed on the roster. So, but let's take a look at this real quick. He has from last year's recruiting cycle. And by the way, Dante Williams got, I believe that's 2 years in a row. Dante Williams got recruiter of the year last year, and he got it this year. He got it last year because we had the number 7 class. But you don't see that on the internet. You don't see that on any media outlets. Lincoln Riley's just coming into some stuff that's just not even legit. But look, let's take a look at this. So 2021 class, which is last year, we pretty much went over the 2022 class, which includes Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, and all the other transfers that came in. We already kind of got that established, but I think it's easy to get lost what we've already had on the roster for the 2021 class. So let's look at it. We had Foreman, which was the number 1 player overall. He was committed to Clemson, but he's not. He switched over to USC. He's with us. He's that defensive end. Then we had the linebacker Rajon Davis, who. By the way, Foreman was a 5-star. Rajon Davis, who committed to us, who was actually committed to LSU, but flipped at the signing day. We flipped him. Dante Williams, give credit to him. He flipped him. He's a 4-star outside linebacker. He's still on the roster. Of course, Jackson Dart we lost. He was a 4-star. Miller Moss, who was a quarterback, who was actually rated higher than Jackson Dart. He was a 4-star. Jackson Dart was the Gatorade Player of the Year but Miller Moss was rated higher than him. So we still got Miller Moss on there. And then we got Sierra Wright, who was a defensive back, who was a cornerback. He was highly rated. And so I think he came out of Loyola. But he's a pretty good one. But here's one that I really love. This guy named right here, he's a 4-star as well. All I'm calling out right now is 5 stars and 4 stars from last year's recruiter cycle. This guy named here is Julian Simon. He's out of the state of Washington. I think Lincoln High School out of the state of Washington. But this guy here is a 4-star. He's like 6'2", 220 something. But this guy, I'm thinking, I know he came. He's extremely fast. He came in as a safety. However, I think they're going to move him over to linebacker. I really believe they're going to move him over because this guy's frame is so, he's putting on weight. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's around 235, 240 right now. So that's Julian Simon. Then we got Kyrie Hudson. He's a 4-star. He's a 4-star receiver out of Modern Day High School. And he really didn't get a whole lot. I think I've seen him a couple times last year. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but he's a beast. He's a beast. And that's just going to add to that Lincoln Riley arsenal. So then we have Michael Trey, which was a 4-star out of Florida, but he left. So we know that he left went to Jackson Dart to Ole Miss. And then we got Prophet Brown, who's a 4-star cornerback. And he was good as well. This is all from last year's class, 2021 class. Then we got Jay Toyle, which is D tackle. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but I think this guy got a lot of potential. And he's a 4-star as well. I'm calling out all 4 stars. I'll let you know when I get to the 3 stars. This was made our class number 7 last year. Then I got Caleb Bullock. Everybody knows what Caleb Bullock did. I mean, he was an absolute animal. I think he got freshman All-American. I think he got freshman of the year in the Pac-12. He was a beast on defense. He was a 4-star, long, lengthy guy that I mean, really just all over the field. And then we got Anthony Beaver, who's a 4-star as well. And then we got Examion Gordon, which is a 4-star. And then we had Jalen Smith, which was a 4-star. And then we got one here that I love, Brandon Campbell. He was a running back out of Texas. He's a 4-star. Then we got Michael Jackson. We're getting to the 3 stars now. Michael Jackson is receiver. He's pretty good. I like Michael Jackson. He's a 3-star. Then we got Mason Murphy, which is a 3-star. Then we got Lake McRee, which is a 3-star. Then we got Colin Mobley, which is a 3-star. But this 3-star Colin Mobley, I think he's underrated. He's out of the Maryland area, and that guy, I think he went to that school, DeMathis. But that guy has a lot of upside, a lot of potential. He's about, I think he's, I want to say 6'4". I think he's like 240. He's carrying some weight on him, so and he's going to get on there either that defensive end or maybe push toward that D line. But I really like him. But he's a 3-star, and then we got Todd Buchanan, which is a 3-star, and then we got Maximus Gibbs, which I remember him out of St. John Bosco. He's an offensive lineman, big old guy. So Lincoln Riley's actually inheriting a good class from the previous year, along with the good class that he has for this year. And so, this thing, man, I'm telling you, man, and ironically, they had, of course, I think I said on my last video, they had the odds to win the national championship, and I think they had us like the 5th best chance to win a national championship. And so I just wanted to give you that roster update from last year, and then the roster from this year, because I think you combine those two, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if we're ranked. I think it was Phil Steele, one of those guys, got us ranked coming into the season like a top 10 team. The guy from Fox, Joe Clyde, I think he as well. He has us ranked as a top 10 team. So I think, man, the expectations is going to be high. The expectations is real, because based upon the talent. I mean, we have actual talent on this team, and Lincoln Riley has a lot to work with. And look, man, it's not unrealistic to think that we could possibly go to the playoffs. I'm not crazy for thinking that. I'm doing it based upon our roster, based upon the talent. And I think if you look at the roster and really examine the roster, I think you would say the same thing. Agree with me on the same thing. And then, ironically, I seen something else that 24/7 Sports put out for this week. They put out the top 15 coaches in college football. Of course, and this was so beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to have a coach that's in the top 15 as an actual coach. But this was, I mean, this really just made my heart just I tell you. But looking at this list, they had the best 15 coaches, in their opinion, in the country. And so, of course, we'll start off with number one. Of course, you got St. Nick at number one. They're going to have him number one. Then you're going to have Kirby Smart at number two. Then you're going to have Dabo Swinney at number three. And lo and behold, I said, lo and behold, guess who's number four? The one and only Lincoln Riley. And so, as I don't have it on here, but as they put his name on there, they had a little information below, kind of some stuff that I gave you last year. I think his total record was like 55-10. Lincoln Riley, I mean, he's just an offensive mastermind. I mean, he's just a great coach. And so you know what? SC, we winning, baby. We winning when we got this coach. We can't thank the administration enough, the athletic directors enough for going out and doing what it takes to get Lincoln Riley. And one of my favorite statements that Lincoln Riley made, this is the most beautiful statement. I think this statement was so beautiful and so accurate. He was getting interviewed by Colin Cowherd, and he said, Colin asked him about the portal, and Lincoln responded by saying, he said, look, man, we didn't take any players from Oklahoma. We took players from the portal. And wow, that was an absolute truthful statement. Hey, once they get in the portal, it's fair game. Those are the rules of engagements, right? So all you guys talking about we took players from, I mean, hey, nobody says it when Alabama does it. Nobody says it when Georgia does it. But when we do it, we stealing players from Oklahoma. We took players from the portal, baby. We didn't take players from Oklahoma. So forget all that. So Lincoln Riley's number four. Number five, you got Jimbo Fisher. The big Jim Fish. You got Jimbo Fisher, number five. Number six, you're going to have Jim Harbaugh. Number seven, you're going to have Brian Kelly, LSU. Number eight, you're going to have Ryan Day, Ohio State. Number nine, you're going to have Luke Fickell. Number 10, you're going to have David Randolph, Baylor. Number 11, you're going to have Kyle Willingham, Utah. Number 12, you're going to have Mark Stoops, Kentucky. Number 13, you're going to have James Franklin, Penn State. And number 14, you're going to have Matt Campbell, Iowa State. And number 15, you're going to have Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. Did you notice something, Oklahoma fan? I did not call Brent Venables. Hello? I said I did not call Brent Venables. You see, I told you guys on my last video last week, I said you can't really judge a coach until they actually get out there. You can't just because he has a name or just because you think that he's established himself defensively. And I gave you guys those numbers last week. You have to go out there and prove yourself. Lincoln Riley has already established himself as a coach that has success, established himself as a coach that has already produced, established himself as a coach that's made it to the playoffs. So listen, Lincoln Riley has already done these things. Brent Venables hadn't done it yet. The jury is still out on Lincoln Riley. Brent Venables. We don't know exactly what Brent Venables is going to bring to the table until he puts the product on the field, right? So listen, man, I just wanted to give you guys that update. And listen, here's another update. Caleb Williams, I told you guys last week that Caleb Williams, I said, the sky is the limit. When you come to the LA market, sky is the limit. You can go to other markets, but when you have so much in LA, the sports mecca of the world, when you got all other, major franchises, businesses, different things of that nature, and the marketing of Los Angeles is through the roof. And so, yes, I told you last week that Caleb Williams has a NIL deal with the brand by the name of Faculty, and that's a grooming brand. Then he has something with Beats, and we know that that's the music earphones. And now he has another one that he just got, and it's by Fanatics, the hat company. So this guy, man, I told you, he can have 3 to 4 or 5. He can have 5 NIL deals and just be totally winning. And look, he's just really setting the landscape, really setting the trend that's going to take place with other players, because they're going to say, man, look, You know, it's one thing if Bryce Young goes and gets one NIL deal. I think he's like $800,000, $1 million or something like that. But when you're able to get multiple, when you have a name, hey man, I mean, hey, you gonna come get that money, right? You gonna come get that money, right? So that's what Los Angeles. I'm not just being biased because I'm a USC fan, but I'm just giving you the real deal because of what the market has, what the market opportunities are, and Los Angeles has the market for NIL. Like it's through the roof. They got they probably got 2 or 3 more that they're gonna offer Caleb Williams. So listen, man. Look, man. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about our roster from our recruiting class from last year. You couple that with the recruiting class from this year. And listen, we got some ball players on this field. We got some people that's going to make some things happen. We got some talent that Lincoln probably just licking his chops right now and say, you know what? I remember recruiting that player. I remember recruiting that player from last year. I remember recruiting that player. And guess what? They here. We finished in the number 7 class. So listen, man, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Look, hey, don't forget, please don't forget. I need you guys to comment in the comment section, see, and I want to know if you think that coaching order is correct. And also, I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Share this with every USC fan. Share this with every whoever, Big Ten, ACC, SEC fan. Share it. It's going to help me out. You like, share, and subscribe, all right? Hey, happy Saturday. Hey, happy pre-Super Bowl. Whoever you got in the Super Bowl, hey, fight on.